Page 11. Compare the following functions to the parent function f of x equals the square root of x. And here's a picture of the square root of x function. On each of these transformations and graphs, you'll circle one or more of the reflections, and then you'll circle one thing under dilations, and then one or two things under translations. Let's look at these ones at the bottom. We have g of x equals negative 3 times the square root of negative x plus 4 minus 7. There are reflections here. We have across the x-axis and across the y-axis. So we'll write that down. Reflect x and reflect y. And then for dilations, we have this 3 on the outside, so that's a vertical stretch. And it's by 3. And then we have translations. We have left 4 and down 7. Let's look at the next one. H of x equals 0.5 times the square root of negative 7x plus 8. It has one reflection right here, so we reflect y. And then for stretches and shrinks, we have a vertical compression by 0.5, and then we have a horizontal compression by the reciprocal of 7, which is 1 over 7. And then we have one translation. It goes up 8. Try the rest of the problems on this page, and then we'll move on to page 12. So let's move on to page 12. This is the last page of Part 1, Characteristics of Radical Functions. Compare the following functions to the parent function f of x equals the cube root of x, and we have our picture right here of that. So let's look at a couple of these. So on this one, our transformations looks like it does reflect, and for dilations, it has a vertical compression or horizontal stretch depending on the context of the function. And then the translations, it went right. So the center went right from the origin. Okay, let's look at this one. H of x equals negative 1/2 times the cube root of negative 6x plus 4. So there are negatives here. Since it gives us the context, we could go ahead and say that reflects both x and y. If you were to graph this and only look at the graph, you wouldn't see a reflection at all. But since it gives you the function, you need to specify that. For dilations, we have two of them. We have the 1/2, which is outside, so it's vertical compression. It's by 1/2. And then we have a 6 on the inside, it's horizontal. It's also compression because it's the opposite of the outside. And then we also put the reciprocal of 6, which is 1 over 6. And then we have one translation. It goes up 4. So go ahead and try the rest of these on this page, and then you can move on to the next section.